Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. I'm your host, Sue. 여러분 안녕하세요. 6월 23일 화요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. From 8 to 10 a.m. every day, upgrade your English with Morning Special through global headlines, book reviews, music, and much more. 매일 아침 8시부터 10시, 2시간 동안 스페셜한 아침을 여는 Morning Special입니다. And to make it even more special is the one and only Steve sitting beside me. Good morning.
Forget about me. Someone got a haircut again. And a hair color change again.
No, I don't think so.
It's not the different color?
No, it just changes color every time I wash it.
Oh, that's fun.
It's magical hair.
So wait now. I took 1 week off of the show.
Yes.
And you got a haircut. And now I'm back for 1 week and you got a haircut again.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to match your hairstyle, Steve.
Oh, you got to keep going. Yeah, if you want to do
Not short
that.
enough.
So you cut it once and you thought, no, it's too hot outside. I want a little bit more off.
I just got it trimmed. Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it's getting hotter and I didn't know what to do, whether I should, just tie it up in a bun or a ponytail as I normally do, or if I should get it cut, and I chose the latter.
I like it very much, and the color is
you.
very vibrant. Turn on your visual radio, everyone, and look at Sue's hair.
I think it gets lighter and lighter every time I wash it.
It looks great. You look like
Thank
a
you.
K-pop star.
Oh, wow.
The
I'll
newest
take that.
member of Blackpink.
Wow. When am I ever going to get that compliment?
I like it very much. And I bet, too, when it's hot outside, like yesterday was 36
It's very
degrees
hot.
in Seoul and the surrounding areas. I guess, too, the shorter your hair in this type of weather, then the easier it is to take care of.
Yeah.
And number 2, the cooler it is as well, right?
Yeah, as long as you don't have any hair covering the back of your neck, then it feels cool. So it either has to be very short or long so that you can tie it.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. So
Yeah.
but if it's halfway in between,
Oh, that's the worst.
then you can't do either, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks great though. I like it.
Thank you very much. Well, how are you doing this morning? Let us know. 김수환님, good morning. 좋은 아침이에요. 오늘도 덥지만 좋은 하루 되세요. 하셨습니다. Indeed, it is going to be another hot day, but a good morning and a happy Tuesday to you too.
I slept with the air conditioner on last night, so I will apologize in advance for my voice this morning. Oh, it is that season though, isn't it? It's so hot outside and
Yeah.
it makes your apartment or your living space so hot. So I had the air conditioner on, but it just wasn't enough. So I had the
Right.
fan on too. So I had the double whammy, if you will, the air conditioner and the fan. And
How's your throat doing this morning?
I'm paying for it this morning.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Alright.
good expression. I'm paying for it this morning.
네,
Come back to
어젯밤에
that one later.
에어컨과 선풍기를 모두 틀고 주무신 스티브 선생님 목 컨디션 약간 안 좋다고 하는데요. 그래도 한번 열심히 진행을 해보죠. Alright, well, send us a text to 샵1045 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045 그리고 무료 반디 게시판으로 사연 보내주시고요. With that said, let's start with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
The World Health Organization has reported its highest single-day rise in new COVID-19 cases.
전 세계 1일 코로나19 확진자 수가 18만 3천 명으로 또다시 역대 최고치를 경신했습니다.
Shootings have taken place in the United States amid widespread protests in the aftermath of George Floyd's killing by a police officer.
흑인 조지 플로이드 사건에 항의하는 시위가 미 전역에서 이어지는 가운데 총격 사건이 잇따라 발생하고 있습니다.
A bill that changes the status of an island chain claimed by both Japan and China has been approved by the Ishigaki City Council in Japan's Okinawa Prefecture, generating a strong protest from Beijing.
일본 이시가키시 의회가 중국과 일본의 영유권 분쟁 지역인 열도의 주소에 센카쿠라는 표기를 추가하도록 규칙을 변경하자 중국이 강력히 반발했습니다.
Following a massive spill of diesel oil in Russia's Arctic North last month, a similar accident has taken place again in the same region.
지난달 북극권 최악의 발전소 기름 유출 사고를 겪었던 러시아에서 또다시 비슷한 사고가 발생했습니다. Well, you can listen to those headlines again free of charge by visiting our website.
Spelling correction from headline number 4. It says Arctic. I think that's supposed to say Arctic.
Yes.
A-R-C-T-I-C.
네, 그렇습니다. 무료로 지금 다시 읽어드린 헤드라인 다시 들으시는 방법은요. 모닝 스페셜, EBS 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지에 들어오시면은 탭이 있습니다. 거기서 확인하실 수 있고요. 많은 이용 바랍니다. Let's go over the headlines.
Headline number 1 today. The World Health Organization has reported its highest single-day rise in new COVID-19 cases.
네, 첫 번째 헤드라인입니다. 전 세계 1일 코로나19 확진자 수가 18만 3천 명으로 또다시 역대 최고치를 경신했습니다.
Well, despite making clear headway or progress in containing the coronavirus in regions that suffered early outbreaks, the WHO, the World Health Organization, reported on Monday a record increase in global cases, with the total rising by 183,020 in only one day. The biggest rise came from North and South America, with more than 116,000 new infections as hospitals in Brazil and America scrambled to keep up.
네, AP통신과 로이터 통신에 따르면은요, 지난 21일에 1일 코로나19 확진자 수가 하루 신규 확진자 중에서는 이제 역대 최고치라고 설명을 했는데요. WHO 세계보건기구에 따르면은 이날 24시간 동안 전 세계에선 18만 3,020명의 신규 확진자가 나왔다고 합니다.
The number of cases around the world now, we are quickly approaching 10 million. Now more than 9.1 million people have been infected by the coronavirus, and more than 473,000 people have lost their lives. And experts say that the actual numbers are much higher given limits to testing and the presumed large share of asymptomatic cases too.
네, 그렇습니다. 오늘 아침 월더미터 사이트, 세계 통계 사이트죠. 이 사이트에 따르면은 전 세계적으로 코로나19 확진자 수는 917만 명을 넘어섰고요. 사망자는 47만 3천 명이 넘었습니다. 전 세계적으로 확진자 수를 보게 되면은 미국, 브라질, 러시아, 인도 순인데요. 이 신규 확진자 수도 역시 비슷한 순위로 브라질이 가장 많았고 그다음에 미국 그리고 인도 이렇게 1일 신규 확진자 수로 봤을 때는 순위가 그렇습니다.
I believe in the last week around the world there have been 1 million cases.
In the last week.
In the last week alone, yeah. The United States now currently 122,595 deaths, over 2.3 million cases in America. Looking at Brazil, America, by the way, they had more than 30,000 cases reported on just Friday. Last week, Friday and Saturday, excuse me. That is the daily totals having their highest numbers since the 1st of May. That's in America. In Brazil, Brazil is the second worst affected country behind America, and the spread of COVID-19 is accelerating across Latin America, Mexico, Peru, and Chile. Also hard hit as death tolls soar and healthcare facilities are pushed towards collapsing. Brazil officially passed 50,000 coronavirus deaths as of Sunday, becoming the second worst hit country worldwide, as I mentioned, after America. It has more than 1.1 million cases, according to the country's health ministry. Their death toll now stands at 51,271.
네, 브라질의 지금 현재 총 사망자 수는요, 5만 1,270명이 넘어섰습니다. 이렇게 1일 신규 확진자가 브라질에서 가장 많이 나왔었고요. 지난 21일 기준입니다. WHO의 자체 집계 결과인데요. WHO는 총 확진자 수가 이제 이렇게 900만 명이 넘어섰다고 밝히면서 신규 사망자의 3분의 2 정도는 남북미 대륙에서 나왔다고도 밝혔습니다.
Just a few more examples. Mexico City has delayed reopening markets and restaurants and malls and hotels and places of worship. That country, now Mexico, has recorded over 20,000, COVID-19 deaths. India recorded its biggest single-day jump of 445 deaths. The numbers in India now 440,450 cases and 14,015 deaths in total. And in Europe, while European Union countries, they press ahead with the easing of lockdown measures, hospitals in the EU, they are preparing for a second wave of coronavirus infections. They want reserve forces and they want to become more mobile. Maurizio Ciccone is the president-elect of the European Society for Intensive Care Medicine and also the head of the intensive care unit at a hospital in Milan. He said if there is another big wave, we should be prepared to send in doctors and nurses from nearby Italian regions. This was not sufficient when the first wave happened.
그렇군요. 이탈리아에서는 지금 경제가 재개하고 있고요. 봉쇄도 어느 정도 완화가 됐지요. 그렇지만 지금 전문가들은 다시 한번 코로나19가 확산할 조짐을 보이고 있다고 우려를 하고 있습니다. Let's move on to headline number 2.
Shootings have taken place in the United States amid widespread protests in the aftermath of George Floyd's killing by a police officer.
네, 두 번째 헤드라인입니다. 흑인 조지 플로이드 사건에 항의하는 시위가 미국 전역에서 이어지는 가운데 총격 사건이 잇따라 발생하고 있습니다.
2 people were killed and 7 others were wounded in a shooting in North Carolina's largest city, police said, while 5 others were hit by vehicles afterward. The shooting happened around midnight at an impromptu block party, is what they called it, that was a continuation of Juneteenth celebrations. This according to Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Deputy Chief Johnny Jennings speaking to reporters early on Monday.
네, 그렇습니다. 우리 Juneteenth Day라는 얘기를 지난주에 잠깐 언급을 했었는데요. 흑인 노예 해방일이라고도 표현을 하죠. Juneteenth라는 단어는 물론 만들어진 단어입니다만 6월 19일을 말합니다. 그때부터 이제 21일 밤까지 파티가 이어졌었다고 합니다. 그런데 여기에서 총격 사건이 발생해 노스캐롤라이나 샬럿트에서 2명이 사망하고 7명이 부상했다고 합니다.
A block party is a party that's kind of held in the street.
Right.
If you think of a residential neighborhood, people don't have their gathering in their house at a block party. They're all gathered outside on the lawns and on the streets. Yeah.
보통 이제 외국에서 블럭이라고 하면은 한 대로변에서 또 다른 대로변, 그러니까 한 대로에서 다른 대로까지의 그 구역을 블럭이라고 하죠. 그러니까 이렇게 다 한 구역에서 길거리에 나와서 자축하고 파티를 하는 모습이었던 것 같습니다. 실제로 현장에서 굉장히 많은 사람들이 거리에 나와 있었다고 경찰들이 진술했습니다.
Yeah, so what happened here was police were responding to a call about a pedestrian hit, and they found hundreds of people in the streets. After emergency services arrived, then several shots were fired, and those shots scattered the crowd. But the 5 people were hit by vehicles. They got hit while they were running away. Again, this is all according to the deputy chief of police,
And they don't know
Johnny Jennings.
who was behind it. They haven't arrested anyone yet.
No, they said that there was evidence of multiple shooters, but no one was in custody as of Monday morning.
네, 현재까지는 이 총격 사건에 대해서 체포된 용의자는 없다고 합니다. 현장에서 도망치려고 했던 5명이 안타깝게 차에 치이는 사고가 있었고요. 자, 이 노스캐롤라이나뿐만 아니라 워싱턴의 시애틀에서도 비슷한 총격 사건이 있었다고요?
Also in Seattle, a second shooting occurred inside the city's autonomous zone. It's also known as the CHOP for Capitol Hill Occupied Protest. And there, a 19-year-old was killed and another person injured in a shooting Saturday. And on Sunday, police said a second shooting had occurred, including the injury of another person.
Right.
Susan Gregg is a spokeswoman at Harborview Medical Center. She said that a 17-year-old who had been shot in or near the zone was brought by private vehicle for treatment late Sunday night and then released. The Seattle Police Department said that it was investigating a reported shooting inside that zone.
Right, 2 days in a row. 워싱턴 주의 시애틀에서는요, 이제 시위 현장 근처에서 지난 8일부터 이제 점거를 했던 캐피톨 힐이라는 지역이 있는데요. 그 최근에는 이 지역에서 총격 사건이 발생해 한 명이 병원으로 옮겨지는 일이 있었고요. 그다음에 바로 전날에도 비슷한 총격 사건이 발생을 했는데 그때는 19세 남성 한 명이 사망을 했고 그다음에 30대 남성 한 명이 중태에 빠졌다고 합니다.
You're right, 2 days in a row. And on Saturday morning, separate shootings left a 19-year-old man dead and another man, 33 years old, in critical condition.
Let's move on to headline number 3.
Headline number 3 today, a bill that changes the status of an island chain claimed by both Japan and China has been approved by the Ishigaki City Council in Japan's Okinawa Prefecture, generating a strong protest from Beijing.
네, 일본 이시가키 시의회가 중국과 일본의 영유권 분쟁 지역인 열도의 주소에 센카쿠라는 표기를 추가하도록 규칙을 변경하자 중국이 강력히 반발했습니다.
So this bill that has upset Beijing changes the name of the islands for administrative purposes from Tonoshiro to Tonoshiro Sengaku.
Right.
And the change is made to avoid confusion with another area of Ishigaki. This is according to Japan's NHK News. The islands, they are not close to Japan. They are 1,931 kilometers southwest of Tokyo.
네, 타이완.
Yes, exactly. And they've been administered by Japan since 1972. But both Tokyo and Beijing say that their claims to the group date back hundreds of years, way before 1972.
Right, and if you know where the Okinawa island is, it's right there. So we're looking at, as you said, a bit of a distance away from the main islands of Japan. And nonetheless, as you just mentioned there, they're going to try and make sure that the people there use the term Senkaku when they write their address. And that's a problem for China because China does not recognize the name Senkaku. It calls it Dawi Dai.
Dawi
Dao.
Dawi Dao.
There we go, yes.
So Beijing's foreign ministry on Monday said that it would lodge a strong protest with Tokyo. They do. They refer to the name of the area of the island under a different name. They said that that island and the affiliated islands are China's inherent territory. China is resolute in safeguarding our territorial sovereignty. This so-called administrative redesignation is a serious provocation towards China's territorial sovereignty. That is a statement from Zhao Lijian, a spokesperson for China's foreign ministry.
네, 도발이다, provocation이라는 얘기를 중국 측에서 하고 있습니다. 일본의 이 이시가키 시의회는요, 이제 기존의 도노시로라는 표기에서 도노시로 센카쿠라는 표기로 바꾸자라는 그런 안을 최근에 가결했습니다. 이유인즉슨 이 센카쿠라는 이름을 쓰지 않으면은 찾아가기가 굉장히 힘들다. 여기 열도기 때문에 여러 섬이 있고, 그다음 주소 하나만으로는 이렇게 뭐 우편을 배달한다든지 할 때 여러 가지 어려움이 있기 때문에 센카쿠라고 하면 찾기가 굉장히 쉽다. 그래서 행정적인 이유다, 정치적인 이유가 없다라고 했지만 중국에서는요, 중국의 주권에 대한 반발이고 도발이다라고 하면서 강력히 반발했습니다.
And at this time, too, the Chinese Coast Guard said that a fleet of its ships, not just one ship, a fleet of its ships was in the waters around the disputed islands. They warned on Monday before the vote against any change in the status quo over the islands. But despite that warning, Japan went ahead. It passed on Monday. The bill passed on Monday in Ishigaki. And I guess that shows that Japan wasn't really concerned how that move, pardon me, might be perceived in Beijing. This is what they said, the council. They said the approval of this case did not take into consideration the influence of other countries, but was considered to improve the efficiency of administrative procedures.
China has in fact warned that they will go a step further, and whatever that means, we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, exactly.
네, 중국의 외교부 대변인은요, 일본의 최근 이 행동은 불법이자 무효다. 우리는 한 단계 더 나간 조치를 하겠다라고 경고했습니다.
Yes, Lee Haidong said changing the administrative designation at this time can only make the dispute more complicated and bring more risk of crisis.
All right, let's check our final headline.
Another accident in the same region following a massive spill of diesel oil in Russia's Arctic North last month. A similar accident has taken place again in the same region.
네, 마지막 헤드라인인데요. 지난달 북극권 최악의 발전소 기름 유출 사고를 겪었던 러시아에서 또다시 비슷한 사고가 발생했습니다.
So a similar accident occurred again, and it's deemed the worst oil spill in the Arctic region, and it's prompted local environmental authorities to conduct emergency control operations. According to Russia's state-run TASS news agency on Tuesday, a diesel power plant in the Far East Sakha or Yakutia Republic damaged a tank that stored diesel, and it leaked 4 tons of diesel fuel, contaminating the surrounding soil.
네, 여기서 contaminate는 오염이라고 보시면 되겠습니다. 러시아의 극동 야쿠티아 공화국의 한 디젤 발전소에서요, 4톤의 경유가 유출됐습니다. 그래서 주변 토양이 지금 오염이 심하게 됐다고 하는데요. Of course, they did take immediate action to recover what they could.
Yeah, they did. Power plant operators and also environmental authorities, they are mobilizing human resources to prevent the spread of the pollution. The plant said that it had removed all of the oil from the damaged tanks to prevent further contamination. They also don't know exactly why this happened. They don't know the reason for it. But again, going back to that point, Russia has been suffering from a series of recent oil spill accidents.
Absolutely. Some say it could be a climate issue. 그렇습니다. 러시아에서는 긴급 방지 작업을 진행하고 있다고 하고요. 손상된 탱크에서는 이제 기름을 일단 모두 제거했다고 하지만 정확한 사고 원인은 아직 알려지지 않았습니다. Similar cases occurred recently, very unfortunate there in Russia.
One of those was on the 9th of this month. That's when 10 tons of crude oil extracts, they leaked outside a drilling rig.
맞아요. 지난 9일이었죠. 그때도 북극권에 속하는 한 지역에서 10톤의 원유 추출물이 유출되는 사고가 있었습니다. Those were our headlines this morning. Let's take a song break. 노래 듣고 와서 여러분의 사연과 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. Funny 부릅니다. We are young.
Give me a second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she is waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Now I know that I'm not all that you got. I guess that I just thought maybe we could find new ways to fall apart. But our friends are back, so let's raise a toast. 'Cause I found someone to carry me home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down. I'll carry you home tonight.
You're listening to Morning Special. This is EBS FM, and of course, welcome if you've just joined us or if you've been joining us for the past 22 or something years. Thank you.
When you
Three.
started that sentence, you didn't know how you were going to end that
exactly.
sentence.
I was going to say a year or two, and then I realized it's been around for 23 years.
If you've just joined us now or been listening for the past, I don't know, 20
Something years.
minutes,
Exactly. Thank you is what I wanted to say to our listeners.
this first message that we're going to share, that you're going to share, is really nice because when you learn something
Yeah.
and then you suddenly see what you learned or can use what you learned,
Yeah.
that's a really good feeling, right?
Exactly, and you'll never forget it.
Yeah.
7944님이요. Good morning, Sue and Steve 선생님. 어제 책을 읽는데 어제 배웠던 It wreaks emotional havoc라는 표현이 나와서 너무 반가웠어요. 스페셜한 모닝을 만들어주는 모닝 스페셜 열심히 잘 듣고 있습니다. 감사합니다 하셨어요.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good timing too, right?
Yeah, really. 굉장히 시적인 표현이기도 하네요. wreak havoc 가운데 emotional 넣어서. 네, 좋습니다. 아마 평생 잊지 않으실 거예요, 이 표현. 최란희 님이요. 스티브 선생님, 저도 에어컨을 틀고 자서 어제까지 목이 아팠어요. 그런데 꾸준히 페퍼민트 티를 마셨더니 거의 다 나았어요.
Oh, really?
왕 추천해요
Oh,
하셨습니다.
thank you very much. And I do apologize this morning. I mean, you can hear it in my voice, right?
Not really.
But I don't know what to do. Because it's too hot to sleep,
Yeah, it's true.
right? So I can't, I'm one of those people. If it's too hot, I cannot sleep at all.
Yeah, me too.
And the fan, when it's so hot in the summertime, just the fan, it just doesn't do the trick, right?
Yeah, sometimes it just circulates warm air.
I know.
And it's like a heater.
I feel like I'm in an air fryer.
Oh dear. That
So
bad.
I need the air conditioner, but I think I have to raise the temperature of the air conditioner. I think that was the problem.
maybe,
I
yeah.
had it too low, maybe. But anyway, I really do appreciate your concern and your recommendation. I'll give the peppermint tea a shot.
그래요. 조언 감사합니다. 김주연님은요. Good morning, 수진쌤 그리고 스티브쌤. I'm one of your biggest fans and this is my first time to send in a message. I'm looking forward to today's radio show. Have a nice day and always thank you for making the show great.
Thank you.
thank you,
Juya
yeah.
Nim. I met a fan of the show last weekend.
Did you?
Yes, at Blank Blank Traders. If you ever want to meet me, just hang out at Blank Blank Traders. There's a good chance you will find me there. I think it's my favorite place. I was blender shopping. And I'll get to that in just a moment. But
Yeah.
a lovely lady came up to me and said, "Are you Steve from Morning Special? I really enjoy the show." And we had a very brief exchange. And she was very, very kind. And if you're listening this morning, it was very nice to meet you.
그러셨군요. 장 보시다가 팬을 만나셨는데 이렇게 오셔서 인사해 주시면은 저희는 너무 기뻐요. We
Of
love
course,
it.
of course.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, the blender is for, I'm going to reintroduce smoothies to my life.
Yeah.
So last night, I'm going to be experimenting with different recipes. And last night, I made an avocado banana peanut butter smoothie.
Okay.
And it was a little too earthy. If that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
It didn't have I wanted it to have the avocado feel with a touch of banana and a touch of peanut butter.
But they're all sort of heavy, aren't they?
Yeah, so I need to go more on the avocado side, maybe half a banana and maybe just half of a teaspoon of peanut butter,
yeah.
to find the right balance there. But I'm very happy with my new blender. It's quite exciting.
네, 우리 보통 믹서라고 하는 거 영어로는 블렌더라고 하죠.
Yeah, these are the things that make my life exciting these days. New blenders.
New blenders. And what did you get the other day as well? A vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, which I love, by the way. It's fun. Vacuuming's fun.
Fantastic. 네, 소확행이죠. 네. Well, thank you all for your messages. Keep those coming in. You can text us on sharp 1045 and use our Pandy board free of charge. Let's now check our news focus stories. 자, 첫 번째 news focus 살펴보겠습니다. 미얀마 정부가 반군 활동에 악용된다는 이유로 서부 라카인주 8곳과 진주 한 곳의 인터넷을 차단한 지 1년이 흘렀습니다. 국제사회가 총선이 다가오는 데다가 코로나19에 직면한 상황에서 더욱 필수적이라며 인터넷 차단 조치 해제를 촉구하고 나섰습니다. Let's listen to the story.
The internet shutdown in Myanmar's conflict-ridden northwest, described by rights groups as the world's longest, has entered a second year. Locals and campaigners are appealing for an end to the blackout as coronavirus fears grip the region. Myanmar's government ordered the restrictions at the request of the military to deal with a mounting insurgency. Since January 2019, hundreds of civilians have been killed and more than 100,000 displaced by widespread fighting between the military and the Arakan army. Despite statements from local associations and Western embassies to lift the internet ban, the ministry said this month it would extend the internet shutdown until at least August 1st in the remaining 8 townships.
13 countries are saying you should lift this internet ban for so many reasons, one of which is your people's safety. Because right now, a lot of people's lives are at stake. You have the virus, of course, but you have wars going on, small ones, but nonetheless. And why block information? It's all political. And so the people are saying you need to make sure that the people get that information right now.
Yeah, plenty of requests to lift the internet ban that was requested initially by the military to keep information from people. I'm assuming that's what the reason for that request was, right? To let them keep control of the situation.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So in the article, it says the conflict-ridden northwest of Myanmar.
Yeah, so conflict means fighting, and ridden. Well, if you look up the definition of ridden, you'll find a couple of different definitions, but basically it means the same thing, filled with. So when we say conflict ridden, and that is a hyphenated word, by the way, so it's conflict hyphen or dash ridden, and it means the area is filled with fighting. The conflict-ridden Northwest.
그렇죠. 뭔가가 만연할 때 이렇게 ridden이라는 표현을 같이 쓸 수 있어요. 그래서 conflict-ridden이라고 해서 하나의 덩어리로 보시면 되는데 분쟁이 굉장히 만연한 그런 지역이다라는 뜻입니다.
Now, ridden, again, it means filled with, but you're going to find this only used with negative examples.
Right.
You're not going to say happiness ridden.
Right.
My life is happiness ridden. No, you wouldn't use it like that. Let's say that you moved into a new apartment, but then you find out that the apartment has a cockroach problem. Then you can call that apartment a bug ridden apartment. And bug ridden, again, all of these examples will be hyphenated.
Yeah.
That would be a bug ridden apartment. How about this? A company that is always in debt. They always have debt. Then you can call that company a debt ridden company.
아하. 뭔가가 이렇게 만연해 있을 때 ridden을 쓰는데요. 만약에 건물에 바퀴벌레나 이런 벌레가 많다, 그 cockroach를 얘기를 해주셔서 벌레가 많다라고 하고 싶으면은 이제 bug ridden 아니면 cockroach ridden이라고 해서 이제 바글바글 된다는 이미지가 바로 떠오르게 되고요. 아니면은 부채가 굉장히 많은 회사다. 그리고 수년 동안 계속 이렇게 이어졌다라고 하고 싶으면 this company is debt ridden이라고 할 수 있습니다.
Now, you as an individual, how can you use this expression about your feelings? Well, the number one example that comes to mind is the feeling of guilt. So let's say that you are a student and you yelled at your teacher. Well, you should not do that. And you know that. So you feel really bad. You feel really guilty.
Right.
So the sentence might be, ever since I yelled at my teacher, I've been guilt-ridden, meaning filled with guilt.
아, 그렇군요. 심정에 대해서 얘기할 때는요, 이제 죄책감에 시달린다라는 의미로 guilt-ridden이라고 할 수 있습니다. 제가 너무 오랫동안 예전에 스티브 선생님한테 화낸 것에 대해서 죄책감을 느끼고 있어요. I'm guilt-ridden because I yelled at Steve over nothing.
I probably deserved it.
이렇게 guilt-ridden 쓸 수 있습니다.
Yes, now Myanmar's government ordered the restrictions at the request of the military. So, at the request of is a very, very fancy way of saying the military asked for this. I'll give you an example. If I come to the studio early
Yep.
and Paul asks me, why are you here early? And my answer is, Sue asked me to come early. Then I can make it really fancy
Yeah.
and I can say, at the request of Sue, I came to the studio early today.
네. 누구의 요청하에라는 뜻입니다. fancy한 표현이죠. 조금 공식적인 느낌이 있는데요. At the request of the military라고 했기 때문에 군부대의 요청하에 이렇게 인터넷을 차단해서 한 100만 명, is it 1 million people, I think?
100,000 displaced.
Oh, okay. There you go. 네, 그렇습니다. 상당히 많은 사람들이 지금 뭐 통신과의 접근을 전혀 할 수 없는 상황입니다. Okay, let's listen to the story one more time.
The internet shutdown in Myanmar's conflict-ridden northwest, described by rights groups as the world's longest, has entered a second year. Locals and campaigners are appealing for an end to the blackout as coronavirus fears grip the region. Myanmar's government ordered the restrictions at the request of the military to deal with a mounting insurgency. Since January 2019, hundreds of civilians have been killed and more than 100,000 displaced by widespread fighting between the military and the Arakan army. Despite statements from local associations and Western embassies to lift the internet ban, the ministry said this month it would extend the internet shutdown until at least August 1st in the remaining 8 townships.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스 가볼게요. 유럽의 7개 투자회사가 아마존 열대우림 파괴 증가세에 대한 해결책이 마련되지 않으면 브라질에 대한 투자를 철회할 것이라고 경고했는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Seven major European investment firms said they will divest from beef producers, grain traders, and even government bonds in Brazil if they do not see progress in resolving the destruction of the Amazon rainforest. The rising threats from investors with more than $2 trillion in assets under management show how the private sector is taking global action to protect the world's largest rainforest. Deforestation of Brazil's Amazon surged to an 11-year high in 2019 and has risen a further 34% in the first 5 months of 2020.
네, deforestation이라고 하면은 여기서 이제 산림 파괴를 말할 텐데요. Brazil has been under its current president for not that long, but he's very much for the economy and development, and for that he has been advocating cutting down the trees in the Amazon.
Jair Bolsonaro
yeah.
is who you're talking about, and you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say this is a really, really interesting move because not every story, but many of the stories that we hear about Bolsonaro, when you read the news, it always mentions that he's trying to protect the economy.
Yeah.
He's trying to protect the economy. And this is interesting because if they're talking about pulling $2 trillion of investments out of the country,
Right.
that could be a way to get Jair Bolsonaro to pay attention to the rainforests, people who are concerned or companies that are concerned about the rainforests.
그러게요. 지금까지는 경제 발전을 이유로 산림 파괴를 했었지만 지금 유럽에서는 우리가 더 이상 투자를 하지 않겠다 이렇게 산림 파괴하면이라고 했기 때문에 오히려 경제적인 손실이 올 수도 있는 그런 상황이네요.
Yeah, so like we said, this is a lot of money, $2 trillion in assets. And 7 major European investment firms said that they will divest from beef producers, grain traders, and even government bonds if they do not see progress in the Amazon rainforest. So see progress. I think everyone understands progress, right? Progress means you're doing better or you're getting better.
Right.
But the word we put in front of it, when we are aware of getting better, we know that we're getting better. We can see it. That's what we say. We can see it.
Right.
So I'll give you an example. If you say to me, Steve, I've been studying English for 1 month and I don't see any progress, I would say, yeah, probably. It's only been 1 month.
Right,
If you say, Steve, I've been exercising for 6 days and I don't see any progress, I would say, yeah, probably. You've only been exercising for 6 days. Right. So we can use this positively or negatively. See progress, don't see progress. If you're doing something for too short a time, then you cannot see the improvement.
Right.
And that's when we say, I don't see any progress. In this context, that's what they want to see. They want to see progress in the resolution of the destruction of the Amazon.
네, see progress 그러면 개선되는 걸 보다라는 뜻인데요. 우린 보통 개선되는 게 보인다라고 하지만 영어에서는 능동태로 이렇게 see progress라고 합니다. 그러니까 브라질에서 여러 가지 지금 이 산림 파괴하는 이 문제에 대해서 개선되는 걸 보지 못한다면 유럽에서는요, 뭐 육류, 곡물, 또 브라질의 채권 등과 얽혀 있는 50억 달러 규모의 투자를 철회하겠다 이렇게 얘기한 겁니다.
Now, a positive example. If you've been dieting for 2.5 months and you've been exercising for 2.5 months, and I ask you, how's your diet and exercise going? You may answer, yeah, I'm really seeing some progress, meaning I lost some weight or gained some weight, whatever you're trying to do,
Yep.
and I feel a lot healthier. Then those two things, yeah, I can see some progress.
I can see some progress.
Yes.
지금 개선된 게 보인다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Seven major European investment firms said they will divest from beef producers, grain traders, and even government bonds in Brazil if they do not see progress in resolving the destruction of the Amazon rainforest. The rising threats from investors with more than $2 trillion in assets under management show how the private sector is taking global action to protect the world's largest rainforest. Deforestation of Brazil's Amazon surged to an 11-year high in 2019 and has risen a further 34% in the first 5 months of 2020.
Well, let's take a song break, and when we come back, we'll check our final news focus story. 노래 듣고 와서 마지막 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. Here's Rita Ora, I Will Never Let You Down.
Tell me, baby, what we gonna do? I'll make it easy, got a lot to lose. Watch the sunlight coming through. Open the window, let it shine on you. 'Cause I've been sick and working all week and I've been doing just fine. You've been tired of watching me, forgot to have a good time. Boy, you can take it, all these faces, never keeping it real. I know exactly how you feel. When you say you've Oh, I will never let you down. I will never let you down. I will never let you down. Let me take you where you never go. Have a little fun, it's the only way we know. Let me show you what you never see. You know how to love, only when you're holding me. When you say you've had enough, and you might just give it up. I will never let you down. When you're feeling low on love, I'll be what you're dreaming of. I will never let you down. When you say you've had enough, and you might just give it up. I will never let you down. When you're feeling low on love, I'll be what you're dreaming of. I will never let you down.
You're listening to Morning Special. It's time now for our final news focus story. 마지막 뉴스 포커스입니다. 맹추위의 대명사로 꼽히는 시베리아 북동부 도시 베르호얀스크가 지난 20일 사상 최고 기온인 38도를 기록했습니다. Let's listen to the story.
A Russian heat wave smashed an all-time record high in one Siberian town, possibly the hottest temperature on record so far north in the Arctic, continuing an off-the-charts warm year in what is typically one of the coldest places on Earth. The high temperature in Verkhoyansk, about 9.5 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, topped out at 38 degrees Celsius on Saturday. If that reading is found to be correct, that would smash the town's all-time record of 37.3 degrees Celsius set on July 25, 1988. The average high in late June in Verkhoyansk is only around 20 degrees Celsius. Let that sink in for a moment.
Now, this particular area, Verkhoyansk, is an icy area. You see mountains of ice and 38 degrees.
Yeah, you're not going to see those mountains of ice for long
No,
if it
exactly.
continues to be 38 degrees. This will put it in perspective. Verkhoyansk reached 38 degrees this year before Houston, Texas did.
And Texas is a very
Known to be-
hot region.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
그렇습니다. 만약에 이제 검증이 된다면은 이 지역에서 다른 지역보다 기온이 2배 이상 빠르게 상승하고 있다라는 증거가 될 수 있다고 하는데요. 실제로 지금 눈이 많이 녹고 있다고 합니다.
Yeah, and this is continuing on with this off-the-charts warm year for this area of the world. Well, let's say that you have a piece of paper. And this piece of paper, from the bottom to the top, is your chart. Okay? So let's start at minus 40 degrees at the bottom of the chart. And let's go up to, let's say 30 degrees, because in Verkhoyansk, don't worry, it's not going to go above 30 degrees. So we don't need to have that big a
Right,
chart.
right.
So it's 29. It's 30 degrees in Verkhoyansk. It's 32, 34, 36, 37. Now,
It's not on the chart.
my paper cannot contain that information. So we call that off the charts when we say something is record breaking.
기준에서 벗어났다는 의미도 있고요. 그다음에 기록적이다라는 의미도 있습니다. Off the charts는 원래 가지고 있었던 차트 도표에서 벗어난 수치다. 그러니까 이렇게 베르호얀스크에서 38도로 기록한 것은 그 말 그대로 기록적이다라는 거죠.
We can use this. I use this expression all the time.
Yeah.
To describe how good things are, right? So I was just telling Sue during a song break about an Indian food restaurant, a Nepali restaurant in Dongdaemun area of Seoul because I like to tell Sue about good restaurants.
Yeah, and I like to go there.
And yes, she does. And that restaurant in that Dongdaemun area, oh, how is it? It's off the charts good. That's the expression that I often use. It's off the charts good.
아, 그냥 it's good가 아니고요. It's very good도 아니고 it's off the charts good.
Yeah, and that means it's amazing.
아, 그렇군요. 이렇게 측량할 수 없을 정도로 뛰어나다, 좋다라는 의미로 그렇게 쓸 수도 있습니다.
Yeah.
음식에 대해서 지금 스티브 선생님 얘기를 한 거고요.
So this average high, the average high in late June for Verkhoyansk is around 20 degrees Celsius. That's the average. Well, it was 38 degrees on Saturday. And the article finishes with the expression, let that sink in for a moment. And that expression, this expression, means that you just heard a shocking piece of information. So when someone gives you that information and they say next, let that sink in for a moment, it means think about that.
Yeah.
That's what the expression means. Think about that. Think about how surprising, think about how shocking that information is.
I think actors or actresses, when they win the Academy Award for the first time, they'll say, it hasn't quite sunk in yet.
Yes, exactly.
Can't believe it.
Yes, it hasn't sunk in yet. That's a good expression too. And that means I haven't realized the information. I haven't realized what's happening right now.
맞아요. 받아들이다, 이해하다라는 sink in을 여기서는 쓴 건데요. 잠시 동안 여러분 한번 이 상황을 잘 생각해보고 이해해보세요라는 뜻으로 그만큼 쇼킹하다라는 거고 큰 상을 받았을 때 보통 사람들은 아직 실감이 나지 않아요 라는 의미로 it hasn't quite sunk in yet 라고 합니다.
Yeah. So 20 degrees, usually 38 degrees now. Let that sink in for a moment. It's shocking, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Let's listen to the story one more time.
A Russian heat wave smashed an all-time record high in one Siberian town, possibly the hottest temperature on record so far north in the Arctic, continuing an off-the-charts warm year in what is typically one of the coldest places on Earth. The high temperature in Verkhoyansk, about 9.5 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, topped out at 38 degrees Celsius on Saturday. If that reading is found to be correct, that would smash the town's all-time record of 37.3 degrees Celsius set on July 25, 1988. The average high in late June in Verkhoyansk is only around 20 degrees Celsius. Let that sink in for a moment.
Now, Steve, what's the expression of the day?
Let's do I'm paying for it this morning.
The air conditioner.
Yes, so I'm paying for it this morning. You can replace this morning with today
Yeah.
or now.
Now.
Yeah. But I said, I'm paying for it this morning. So I said, I was too hot to sleep last night. So I had to turn on my air conditioner and my fan. But because I slept with my air conditioner and my fan on, my throat is suffering today. So when you do something the day before, usually for our conversation, it's something that happened the day before.
Right.
Then you can say, oh, I'm paying for it today. So a sentence example. Last night, oh my goodness, I had such spicy Mexican food and oh, my stomach hurts now. I'm paying for it today.
Oh dear.
So I'm suffering because of what I did the day before.
대가를 지금 치르고 있다라는 뜻이에요. 어젯밤에 스티브 선생님이 너무 더워서 에어컨과 선풍기 다 틀어놓고 잤는데 지금 그 대가를 치르고 있다. 목이 좀 아프다라고 하셨어요.
One last quick example. Yesterday, you went to the gym
Yeah.
and you exercised for 3 hours. And this morning,
You can't walk or
ow,
sit.
ow, 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 ow. Oh, I exercised too hard last night. I'm paying for it today.
네, 이렇게 표현하는 겁니다. Well, thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you as always for having me and have a great day. I'll be back again tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. Taking us into hour 2 now is Cake, Perhaps, Perhaps, Perhaps. 이 노래 듣고요. 저는 2부에 돌아오겠습니다.
You won't admit you love me, and so how am I ever to know? You only tell me, perhaps, perhaps. Sometimes I ask you, and then I ask you over again. You only answer, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can't make your mind up, we'll never get started. And I don't wanna wind up being parted, broken hearted. So if you really love me, say yes. But if you don't, dear, confess. And please don't tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can't make your mind